Now it's time to turn our attention to snooker, because on Monday, the 6th of October, we will see the launch of Pluto Snooker 900, the world's first 24/7 dedicated snooker channel streaming free on demand on Pluto TV. The channel is set to feature 18 hours of live snooker each week, running from Monday to Wednesday, 2 till 5 p.m. and 7 till 10 p.m. And will also showcase classic matches from the archives, giving fans the chance to relive legendary moments from the sport's history. The channel will also give the chance, I like this bit, for the future stars to showcase their talent on a dedicated TV platform. What an opportunity that is. The snooker legend Ronnie O'Sullivan has been behind the launch of the TV channel, and we're delighted to welcome him to the show now. Ronnie O'Sullivan, good afternoon. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Andy. You all right?
I'm good. I'm very well. Firstly, congratulations on getting married. I haven't spoken to you since I saw all the pictures online in the papers. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Good. Thanks so much for coming on our show. Listen, before you tell us a bit about what's going to be happening on the channel, just tell us how it came about. What's your involvement in it, Ronnie?
Obviously, very good friends with Jason Francis, who's done a lot of work together over the years, and obviously he's built up the seniors world championships, done a lot for the senior snooker players, and also with darts and stuff like that. So he's been busy doing his thing, and then obviously off the back of that, you know, the opportunity came, and so you know, they trust us to put on a good job.
How important do you think it is then? Because again, the amount of great finals we've seen down the years, that it's got its own dedicated channels now that you can go to this channel and kind of watch any kind of sporting snooker moment that there's been.
Yeah, I think it's good. You know, like I used to like, there was a boxing channel, I can't remember what it was, I think it was Frank Warren's channel, and you just had boxing all day. And I used to love watching it because you'd watch Tommy Earns, Hagler, you know, all the great fights, you'd have the up-to-date fights. You have all sorts of footage on there. So, you know, I'm the sort of person, you know, I like to look at the sport from years ago, and, you know, so there's going to be plenty of that. So I think it's good, you know, just to reminisce about old times as well.
One of the things I love about it, Ronnie, is that the channel's already pledged over 600 grand in prize money, and that's going to be paid out to amateur players over the next 12 months. So let me ask you, how important do you think it is for kids to get the opportunity at a young age to play on the match table with cameras recording their every move? Because, of course, for you, I remember you in Pot Black. And my question, I suppose, to you is, how much of a benefit was it for you as a kid playing in front of the cameras? So when you actually came to the match table in a ranking event, you had that experience behind you?
Yeah, I just think it's good as a motivation. So, like, as a young kid, I always dreamed of qualifying for Pot Black or the Cockney Classic, and I managed to get through on both of them. But, you know, there was much bigger tournaments that I won, but there wasn't on TV. So as an amateur, your dream is to always play on TV, you know. Yeah, that's the pinnacle of it. So they were the two most exciting moments of my career, as my junior and amateur career. So I think it's good for the youngsters, the amateurs, to have something to motivate them, to inspire them. And, yeah, I think, you know, if you know, some people are going to crumble under the cameras and some people are going to thrive under it. You know, I think that's just, you know, that's just the nature of the beast, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen you and Jimmy talk about this actually online. I know a lot was released on social media today. One thing I picked up on, it also gives women, juniors and disabled players the TV platform to showcase their talent as well. I mean, for the growth of snooker, you've ticked every box. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I watch the tennis, and apart from the top men's players like Djokovic, Alcaraz, and Sinner now, the tennis I like to watch is the disability. I think they're unbelievable, the way they spin around in that chair and they sort of anticipate where the ball's going to go. So, you know, the disabled snooker players that are going to be playing, you know, there's 8 players there that have made century breaks, which is like quite phenomenal, really, you know. So they'll be competing in the first week of December, which I'm really excited about. And then obviously you've got the juniors as well, you know, young kids, and they're going to be playing for total prize money in one night for £800, and the winner's going to walk away with £500 a week. So the kids, it'll be a nice something for the kids to look forward to. I'm excited about seeing what sort of in snooker in the UK there is in China, and they're obviously dominating the game, you know, in strength and depth. But, you know, maybe this is the grassroots that the UK needs to try and to get some homegrown talent back on the bigger stage now.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the next generation of snooker players, I think it's absolutely massive because I always like to see what came before me, certainly playing football, what came before me. So I think to having a dedicated channel snooker, because unfortunately snooker's not everywhere, it's not on all the channels all the time, it's hard to kind of grasp it. Certainly if you're an inspiring snooker player, so the fact that there's a platform now so they can go back and watch yourself and some of their heroes that came before them, just to kind of inspire them to obviously become great and take up the sport of snooker.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's great just to have a dedicated channel to a sport, So obviously you have the tournaments that come on, and there's a lot of snooker on TV, but just this is going to be very, very different, and hopefully a lot of the snooker lovers out there that love snooker are going to tune in and going to watch all sorts of snooker. I'm really excited to see it, and I think a lot of all the snooker lovers and fans out there are going to be buzzing that they're going to have a 24/7 snooker channel where they can watch snooker all the time.
Ron, you talked about homegrown talent. I grew up in an era where James Watana was breaking through, and we thought we were going to have a first Asian world champion with him. It didn't quite happen for him. Ding Junhui was another, and of course, but now we do have an Asian world champion. Where do you think the future of snooker is? Do we have a lot of homegrown kids here that you're looking at thinking they're going to be the next Ronnie O'Sullivan, the next Jimmy White, the next Stephen Hendry? Or do you think that Asian players are just, at the moment, just head and shoulders above the rest?
Yeah, I mean, to say that Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry, that's a difficult one, isn't it? They're just a generational sort of players. You're talking about probably the two greatest snooker players ever played. But there's some fantastic talent. Obviously, Zintong won the World Championship. Whether it dominate, I'm not sure. There's so many good players around there that are capable of beating each other. Kyron Wilson, Judd Trump. So it's no one's going to really dominate. But I think obviously China are ahead of the game. But I like Stan Moody. I think he looks good around the table. Good composure. Hits the ball really well. Jackson Page from Wales. I think he's only like 22. He looks about 42. So. So I was shocked when they told me he was 21, 22. I was like, wow, so there are some good homegrown players there, but the strength in depth is obviously in China. There's probably like 15, 20 players that are from China, young players that are capable of winning tournaments.
Right. Let me ask you about you, because you last played, I think I'm right in saying, in the Saudi Masters, that in the final, of course, that was in August. And there's a few tournaments you haven't played in, including the English and the British as well. Where are you at? What are you think? Because we've got biggies coming up. We've got the UK at the Masters, the World Championship. Where are you at?
I'll probably do the next two that are in China. There's another one in Saudi after that, and then I plan to come back to York for the UK Championships. And I probably won't play the Masters this year because obviously I've moved to Dubai because obviously a lot of my work's in China and the Middle East. So it made sense to be nearer. The jet lag was just crucifying me. So it's not that easy to just get on a plane and come back to the UK as much as as it would have been if I was living there. So I think I'm just going to play the UK champs, hopefully the tour champs if I've done enough. I think which I have because I've done well in Saudi, and then obviously the World Championships. That'd be nice to win that one more time before I snap another cue.
What drives you on at the moment, Ronnie? I mean, obviously, I won't reel off your list of achievements, but no one's won more than you. What keeps you going at the moment? It's a question you're asked a million times, but what is it?
Boredom, just like frightened of not having something to do. You know what I mean? It's like I've got to have something to get me out of bed. If I didn't have that, I'd probably have to come and get a real job, which kind of scares me.
Yeah, you don't want a real job. None of us want a real job, right? But do you want that 8th world title? I know you get bored of art, but I'm just curious, like day to day, if your answer changes.
Nah, I'm not really that. I've never been driven by titles. I mean, listen, I'll take one, and I'll probably just get your head down, and you've probably got 2 or 3 genuine hits. Good attempts at it. So yeah, that makes sense to kind of just make that the main focus, which I probably will. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, let's just get ready for Sheffield for the next 3 years. Whatever happens in between, it's not really that important, really, other than just to enjoy it. Try and nick a couple of tournaments if I can. But obviously, come Sheffield, it's a different beast. I always believe I've got a chance there because it's not an easy place to play. Longer frames, it kind of it suits my style of play. I sort of plod along, which you need to do at Sheffield. There's no point being great 1 minute and and terrible to net. So I'm pretty good at plodding along, and that usually gets the job done for the World Championships, you know.
Yeah, okay. I've got 2 questions. One's about your cue, one's about running. I'll do running second. You got a new cue.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Is that a huge difference to the one you bust?
Unbelievable. The one I bust was all right. I just lost me. I just got the ump. But this one is phenomenal. You know, I'm so happy with it. It's actually made by another professional snooker player, Sunny Carney from Thailand. Someone said, "Oh, you got to try his cues." I was like, "You can't make cues, surely." And then I used it, and I was like, "Wow, this is unbelievable." And I said to him, "All right, make me another one then, because I just wanted to see if it was a fluke." And then he made me another one, and that one's just came, and I was like, "Wow!" So phenomenal cue, really happy, and I'm enjoying playing with it. You know.
Good. Okay. Last question. How's you running? You still running? How's your ankle?
I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym quite a lot, doing circuits and just trying to keep fit. Really, you know, running sort of it's hard. I get a lot of injuries, but I try and run for an hour a week if I can, maybe 20 minutes every other day. Just trying to stay healthy. You know, I'm 50 this year, so I'm not getting any younger. I love my food, so I end up I become like a bit of a tubster if I don't sort of. So I'm just trying to keep the waistline down a bit. Really.
What are you doing for your 50th, Ron?
I'll probably be in York playing in the tournament, hopefully, you know, and I think that falls on a Friday. So I'm usually in York, UK Championship. So hopefully I'll still be in the tournament playing and pop down to my friend's Chinese restaurant in town and sit there with a couple of friends and maybe just have a pizza or something.
Beautiful.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Well, listen, it's I'm sure you've had an exciting life up to then. It's nice to take your foot off the pedal every so often. Ron, thanks so much for coming. Real pleasure chatting to you. And good luck with this TV channel. It looks fantastic.
Cool.
Thanks, man. See you soon.
Cheers, Ron.
Bye, Darren.
You go the Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan.
The Rocket.
What's interesting there
Is that he's very good at what he does?
Well, no, we know that he doubts if he'll play in the Masters. He's not said that before. So that's quite big that he won't play in the Masters, which is a shame.
Rocky, he could play both-handed, can't he?
Yeah, left-handed.
Think about that.
Well, I've said before, he's the greatest ever sportsman because...
You change it all the time.
No. I've always said it. I'll tell you why I've said it. Because you look at any great like Dow, right, or Djokovic, or any... They can only do it one-handed. He can do it both. And I've always said that about him.
Yeah, but footballers can do both feet.
What?
Both feet, footballers.
Very rarely.
And no,
Very rarely.
You was banging Wassell's drum earlier.
Luke Littler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said he's greatest ever teenager.
I mean, that's not.
Well, we'll have that debate another day.